Coming to you, pre-recorded in multiple locations, chopped, cut, and stuffed up your butt for your convenience. This is Hella Rad. We're your hosts, Nathan and Andrew. Since this is episode 1, we kind of want to just give you a rundown here. Just two dipshits trying to have some fun making some comedy. Nathan, how are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. I think it might have been a little confusing how you introduced my name first when you were talking, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Fuck you.
Good, happy to be here. Yeah.
That's how I feel about your opinion. All right.
Well, that's
I know I asked, but I didn't really want you to respond. So, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna go well. Already.
yeah. This is gonna be a long running series of just perpetual harassment.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
It's a far cry from our normal conversations.
Far cry. I've been playing the shit out of that game. Have you ever played any of that series?
Yep.
What one did you start with?
The first one.
Oh, see, I didn't pick it up till number 3.
Yeah, you bandwagon fan. Think you're so cool. Coming in on 3.
I don't think I know.
One thing I wanted to kind of just mention there at the top of the show too is we're specifically not sponsored by Gatorade. And nor will we ever be sponsored by Gatorade.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
What is this? They lost me with G2, all right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you mean there was an alternative for something healthier than what you were originally giving us? That's bullshit.
Is that what the spin on that one was?
I think so. I think it was like low calorie or less sugar. And you're like, wait a minute, there's sugar in Gatorade? This isn't a health drink at all. Well, I mean, I guess you'd think sport drink and health drink like go together. They're synonymous.
They didn't do a lot to change your viewpoint of that during the 90s. It was pretty much in your face like, hey, look at these athletes working super hard and the only thing they're drinking is Gatorade. It's pretty cool, right? And you're a fucking kid and you're like, yeah, man, I fucking love basketball players. I want to play professional basketball, so I'm going to drink some Gatorade. But yeah, fuck Gatorade. So that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, fucking Doritos too. I hate them. They're not a sponsor. They never will be.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Fucking, I was amazed though about those Doritos Locos Tacos that came out years ago. Like, yeah. I never knew that tacos were missing a level of flavor. Like,
yeah,
you just like the shell was just a blank canvas. You know, who knew you could do so much more with that?
Yeah, they really marketed. I like the way they did it. Was like making a real fucking big deal about it too. Like, you'll never guess how crazy and innovative we are. We put fucking Dorito dust sauce on our hard shell tacos.
You're like, that's just stupid enough to work.
Yeah, they had like the story. It was they did on the commercial. I think I remember where it was like the kid drove 50 miles to go get Locos Tacos with some other young people.
Oh yeah, I miss the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah. Well, he was the best. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody could get on board with him, but then it started getting pretty stale after like the 10th commercial.
Yeah, like it wasn't even like an offense thing. It was just like, yeah, we played every angle of this, just like the Geico caveman. Like,
I feel like the Geico caveman could come back at this point now. It'd be kind of cool.
They took it a little too far when they made the fucking ABC TV show about the cavemen.
Yeah.
You're like,
what were they thinking?
We really shouldn't have taken this commercial premise into a fucking entire TV series.
Whoever championed that idea, though, deserves a raise for actually getting it funded and on the air. I mean,
I wonder, like, so many times seeing commercials, like, this had to be a group of executives sitting in a room and they, like, approved this shit. Like, this was a great idea.
Yeah, let alone like a
It
fucking
baffles me.
TV series based off a shitty commercial. Like,
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Taco Bell, kind of Taco Bell, I was having a conversation about burritos earlier today, and I was thinking, like, most of the ingredients in it aren't bad for you. Like, what you have, like a carne asada burrito, it's just like meat, salsa, which is tomatoes and onions, and guacamole. Like, nothing about that is bad. So I'm like, I wonder, like, if burritos are not health food, but I mean, like, can burritos be healthy for you? So we did a little bit of number crunching and found like a couple different restaurant burritos, like ranking in at 1,000 calories for your average size burrito. But if you did it yourself at home with just like the raw ingredients, it only comes out to like 500 calories. So we're like, what the fuck causes the calorie count to double from making it home versus in a restaurant? So the assumption was they're just cooking all the meat and lard.
that's probably not too far off. They're definitely not healthy for you, by the way, just to get that out there. But
I refuse to believe that.
that they're
I'm
not.
gonna go on a like what was the Morgan Spurlock documentary? Super Size Me. Yeah, I'm gonna do Super Size Me with just eating fucking burritos.
I mean, they're healthy comparative to dog shit. Yeah. No, I mean I love burritos, but you're taking, like, you got the people that are all about protein, and then the people that are all about carbs, and then you're like, well, you got the burrito, which is all of those put together.
You say they're healthy compared to dog shit, but that raises a question. Have you ever eaten dog shit, and how do you know it's not healthy for you?
Well, I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up. You know, I've lived on a farm.
Oh, we always joked as kids with because the fucking goats when they take dumps, it's like a bunch of little pebbles about like trying to trick your brothers into like putting them inside of a Cocoa Pebbles box and see if you can get them to eat them. But nobody was about to take the effort to put goat shit inside of a plastic bag and try to cover up the smell. So didn't really go anywhere.
The one joke some family friends used to do is like cheesy fucking farm humor. For your birthday or whatever, they get you a cow pie instead of a regular pie, and then they just put some shit in a box and give it to you. I always like that.
My uncle one year for Christmas got my brother, it was just a brown paper bag put underneath the Christmas tree at my grandma's, and inside the bag it was just a pile of shit. It looked like a pile of shit, I should say. He actually went to a baker and got him to just fucking burn a piece of bread that looked like poop. So it's pretty funny.
Well, it's kind of crappy. Like, you get some bread, then you burn bread and pretend it's shit, and you can actually get real shit.
Where's that fail horn for that terrible joke I just made? Lay it on me.
The Price is Right.
Yeah, boy. Is that where that's from?
Yeah.
I should have known that. Is that shit still going on with Drew Carey?
I hope so. I don't know, but I hope it is.
He should have stuck with Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Should have stuck with a whole lot of things. Like having his own fucking show.
Drew Carey show. What are you drinking tonight, by the way?
805.
Oh, that's a good one. I am rocking Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a show with two white guys unless we discuss what beer we're drinking.
Yeah, it's true.
Have to.
Oh, man. You been watching these crypto markets lately?
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Trying to make some quick cash.
I like how as soon as the general public became aware that the government was going to come after them for capital gains tax, They're just like, fuck this.
I think some people took it as a challenge. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
you really think you're gonna get me on this? Well, come and get me, motherfuckers, and try to trace this flow of money. Just try.
Haven't they had multiple cases of actually tracing? Um,
Yeah.
yeah. What's this about untraceable currency and then catching all the people? Like they got the founder of the Silk Road by just literally like catching him with his laptop in a coffee shop, and then they found his wallet on the Bitcoin wallet on his laptop.
Well, they've come to find recently too. They, not to get too into it, but they have like privacy coins with different protocols that actually are anonymous. But Bitcoin is definitely not. But I mean, even that doesn't, like prevent things like what you mentioned with the Silk Road, where it's just like by happenstance you get fucking caught up.
Where was the Silk Road? Was there like a central like base point for where that came from? I mean, do you know a lot about it?
No, we'd have to bring in a correspondent for more information on
An
that.
expert.
Yeah,
Some
to discuss
heavy
something that happened 10 years ago with us. Yeah.
Is it that old now?
It's pretty old. It may not be 10 years, but it's definitely not recent.
Oh,
But I mean, it just
fascinating.
it's pointless, like all of it, anyways. Like, we're gonna really use that as money? Yeah, sure.
They had a lot of different like gimmicks for like different cryptocurrencies, like claiming like, oh, this will be super easy for transactions. Like, I've yet to see Ethereum used for anything other than that fucking CryptoKitties game, which I didn't play, but saw enough headlines for it.
Well, yeah, it's all bullshit. If you go to CoinMarketCap and you look at the website of every single coin, like in the top 50, they're almost identical. All the websites, like they promise the same bullshit, and then it's like supposed to be easy to use and fast, and then you get the wallet. It's like now all you got to do is enter the command script. Well, I mean, of course you know how to code, right? Because otherwise you can't get this wallet to work. So let's start from there, and then then once you have the node set up on your fucking computer, and then you can finally generate your wallet, and then you can get tokens. Like what? People like my parents. Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna be using cryptocurrency. Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously, it's just a way for people to fucking manipulate another market. And they got like the big money people found a great new way to do it. They used to have to do it on Wall Street, and now they're like, oh shit, look, we can just do it here.
I have been seeing like these articles of like stock market like drop, like today it was like stock market drops 500 points, and then I'm like curious, like I just saw the cryptocurrency markets jump like 10% like over the last couple days. Like I was wondering if like there's a correlation there where people are pulling their money from stock market and then putting it into these cryptocurrencies, but I think it's unlikely given like the major boom of it's already passed. I
Yeah,
do love I do love all these fucks that are just like talking about like it's gonna reach like $100,000 per Bitcoin, like just some douche like putting all his money in it, then writing an article, hoping he can spike the market.
they're like, like this guy predicts, yeah, 100,000, 200,000. You're like, it turns out he bought like 100 of them back in like 2008. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely bullish on it, of course. Yeah.
Speaking of predictions, you know what my favorite predictions are? These like end of the world predictions. Like there was one just recently for I think it was like today or yesterday, April April 24th for anyone listening, back catalog, 2018. And it was just like so ridiculous. Just like I think it was the one about that secret, oh, I forget what it was called. It's like this secret planet that we can't see that's like parallel, like right next to us, or some like parallel universe bullshit.
What did you see this on? I didn't see any of this.
It was April 18th. What was it? Uh,
Just missed it. Damn.
yeah. The end of the world could be happening sooner than we thought.
Sooner than who thought?
Let's see. Give me some information here.
Sorry, Earth. You done?
This is all garbage. Anyways.
In terms of end of the world scenarios, I do like the idea of an alternate universe planet.
I think that's like the biggest appeal for a lot of these things is just like the unknown and being like excited about it.
Well, we gotta, we always ride out the disaster movie trend every once in a while. That's always fun.
Yeah, I mean, 2012 was the one that had the biggest weight to it. So when that one like fell through, it was just like, well, shit. You never get these people to like admit to their bullshit, but it's like, how did you just like come up with this?
Well, yeah, I remember 2012, and I knew I still know them, but I don't know them as well as I did back then. But back in that time, like people that were super into dubstep and Burning Man, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go party for the end of the world." We're gonna go to fucking where they used to be, and like, okay, like, hey, you guys ever like really think about what you're saying or what you're doing at any moment? I'd love to live like that. I guess I'm almost kind of jealous of it. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a way to shit on Burning Man, and I don't know.
Oh, my favorite quote about Burning Man was, I don't know if it was our friend Ed that coined this, but I saw him saying it. It was about like, my favorite time of year in San Francisco is during Burning Man when all the hipsters and douchebags leave the city.
Yeah, they all do too. It's like without exception.
It just seems like miserable to me. Like same with Coachella. Like day one would be great, but you would just go so like heavy and hard on the drugs and alcohol that when you wake up day two with a hangover, dirty as fuck, you're just like, I need to get out of here. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're in a desert. It's going to be great. You get to see like some old naked fucking 60-year-old lady riding a unicycle. And you're like, what the fuck?
Have you ever ridden a unicycle before?
No. I've attempted, but I've never ridden.
Yeah, I've attempted. It is difficult. Like, it's a lot of like clenching your thighs into the seat the like seat for it. And it just like shreds your like muscles and skin right there.
Yeah, it sounds great. I want to try it more.
Yeah, I totally want to perfect this. I saw one time a video for kind of like mountain biking, but it's like they're like really just like hopping around rocks and shit, like pivoting from point to point. But they were doing it with a unicycle with like a suspension in it. I'm like, this is just taking it too far.
Yeah, now they're just showing off, you know.
You just need to find a generally more difficult like area to take your like thrill seeking. Same with the guys that do like the hanging off of buildings and stuff and take pictures. It's like, that's just lazy to me. Like, there's no skill involved. You're just like taking this really dumb, unnecessary risk.
Well, I guess that's the appeal, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. Clearly, it works for them for some sort of demographic. But here, hold on. Before we move on, I'd like to just do something here real quick. If it's important to me. It's the Fabergé egg update.
Oh, is that what that was? Because if there was lyrics in there, I didn't understand a word of them.
Well, you shit on it. Let it breathe a little bit. Jesus Christ.
Continue.
Yeah, well, it's the Fabergé egg update. Thanks a lot for interrupting right at the very beginning of it. So as we all know, of the possible 50 jeweled eggs that were made for the imperial family. Only 43 have been found or remain. With the last one being found in 2014, the third imperial Easter egg. And none have been found since then, but I do speculate that more will be found. And I speculate that the next one that will be found, it will be the Royal Danish egg, which is made in Oh, hold on a second. Let me finish. It was made in 1903, and I think that's the one that will be found next, personally.
I just wanted to know where they originated from.
In Russia.
Oh.
Well, to be specific, the Fabergé company.
Is that where they get their name from?
Yeah. It drives me nuts that people fucking don't know what a Fabergé egg is. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, my aunt had a Fabergé egg. No, she fucking didn't. She did not have a Fabergé egg. Nobody in your fucking family had one. And I hear that shit all the time. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, like, I always talk about how my parents had, like, these fucking, like, carved up ostrich eggs. Like, obviously hollowed out from, they got them from, like, Africa or something. And I always thought those were Fabergé eggs, but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah, it's people like you that really fucking tarnish the name of Fabergé. Well, anyway, that's the end of the update. And thanks a lot for, making it really special.
You're welcome. I'm more than happy to shit on your interest in stupid eggs.
It's not going to end because this is just as much my show as it is yours. You don't really have a choice.
You're telling me this is a reoccurring segment, so they get to get to look forward to this.
It's an update, Andrew. You'll fucking update people and let them know what's going on. So it's not just one. You don't just update somebody once and that's it. I'm
gonna hold you to this being like a weekly update because I would be fascinated for you to provide new information on a weekly basis about Fabergé eggs.
We're not doing this weekly, by the way.
In the history.
The whole fucking show. Are you kidding me? You're doing this every week? Maybe.
What is it?
We'll see.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I just wanted to get that in there before we start moving on. But one thing I did want to.
Should we?
What?
Should we take a quick commercial break? Yeah. Let's take a quick pause.
All right. Mondays again? Mondays are the worst.
Well, what if we could make your Mondays no more? Dr. Catsoap's got just the product for you. They're called Monday pills.
How do they work?
These revolutionary new pills can wipe your Mondays off the map.
You're full of horse apples, dude.
Take 3 pills every 45 minutes starting Sunday morning, and by 10 p.m., you'll be ready to change that Sunday into a Monday or a Tuesday or possibly a Wednesday. It's not an exact science. These Magic Monday pills will allow you to fall into a mild coma for 24 to 67 hours. When they eventually wear off, Monday will be a thing of the past and of next week. Remember, when your done day is a Monday, reach for Dr. Catsoap's Monday pills.
Coming to the fairgrounds this Sunday, the world-famous Boston Bukkake Crew. Come see the explosive stylings of Daryl the Barrel and the large and in-charge Dick Johnson. The show will also feature all 5 founding members of the original Boston Bukkake Crew, even old horny Randy.
Me so horny.
You won't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance to see Donald the Dong Lord battle Chris the Cockmaster in an epic sword fight showdown halftime performance for the ages.
Please note that we are legally obligated to state that although the Boston Bukkake Crew is from Boston, we are not endorsed in any way by the city of Boston. By entering the show, you agree to waive your rights to litigate any claims of contracting sexually transmitted diseases while in attendance of the Boston Bukkake Crew show.
Gates open at 5 and admission is free. Come early or come late. Just make sure you come.
This is the law offices of Miller & Miller. Have you taken Dr. Catsoap's Monday pills? Have you lost a Tuesday or a Wednesday, as well as but not excluding a Monday? Then Dr. Catsoap owes you money. Join our class action lawsuit today and get the money for your Mondays. Come down to the Steamtown Mall and meet with us. We're located next to Hand Shoes Glove Store across from the IHOP Express.
Miller & Miller will bill ya.
And we're back from our commercial break. How's it going, Nathan?
Well, it's better now that we're back.
What'd you do in that time?
I was editing what we just did before. You know, making me do all the work on this.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'm the talent.
Yeah, well, clearly.
Yeah. My stupid voice and my stupid jokes. They're great. So, living in California, no conversation would be complete without bringing up the marijuanas. Specifically, I want to talk about dabs, but I want to talk about dabs in two forms. I want to talk about the hand gesture, which makes me feel like an old man because I don't understand what it is or where it came from. And then also the concentrated form of pot. But anyways,
Yeah, dabs and dabs. Is what you're
dabs
talking
and dabs.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Because initially I knew of the concentrated weed first, and then I kept seeing like, oh, kids are doing the dab, and I'm just like, what the fuck is a 10-year-old doing with this like hardcore weed?
Jake Paul is dabbing with 10-year-olds?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like wondering, like, what the fuck is this, and where did it come from? Like,
What, the hand movement or the dab?
yeah, the hand movement.
Okay.
Like, what is the origin of this and why? Like, it just makes me think of like Power Rangers and shit, where they do their poses right before the explosions in the background.
Well, it's funny that you say that because that is where it comes from.
Yeah, fucking
From Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Ninja Warrior season 8.
Yeah, I don't really know where it really comes from. I'm guessing from a rap star made it popular. It's pretty
A
recent.
rap star.
A
Wow, you're
rap
really
star.
hip. One of those rap singers.
He's a rap star. The singer wouldn't have made the dab popular. I know that it was in football. Cam Newton did it all the time, but I don't know where he got the idea. But that was the first time I had seen it.
Oh, there was I don't think it lasted very long, but it was a show on, I think it was MTV. It was like an animated series, and I mean, I wish I could remember the title of it, but their catchphrase on it was, "That's the jizz." Like, oh, that's the jizz. And I'm just like, this is not okay. Like, what are you just trying to get away with something this blatant? I feel like,
I don't
what?
think I get what that is.
So it's just like, it didn't even make sense in the context for the like something's cool, like that's the jizz. And I'm like, no, that's straight ejaculate.
Boy, that's some ejaculate right there.
I think Dave Chappelle put it best with the skeet 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 was the one that got away with it the best. Like, so many people saying that for so long without any idea. Although Superman that hoe was a really good one too.
Hey, what does this have to do with dabs?
I don't know anymore.
I think we were trying to discover the origin of dabs and got lost in
Yeah. Well, I realized shortly into our conversation that I have no background knowledge on it, so I didn't really know where to go.
But so does that like inform your concern about marijuana dabs or something, or?
No, I mean, it plays into the same thing, but I guess getting back to talking about weed, you've done it before, right?
Yeah, I did it once, and I was like, that's enough. I just want to go take a nap. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I like weed, right? But not a dab, no.
I had pretty much the same experience where I think I was like driving back up to Central California, and I got there at like, I don't know, 11 midnight, and my little brother's in his room with all his friends. They're like high school kids at the time, and they were like showing me all this shit, and I'm just like, this is a whole nother level, like with the torch that you use on and heat up the nail, and it like smeared onto that thing.
Yeah, you got the little stuff put on the
Yeah.
stone and yeah.
It reminded me of like being stoned for the first time, which is never a comfortable experience.
Yeah, borderline scary sometimes.
Yeah. Speaking of being stoned the first time, you were there for my first high experience.
I've been there for a lot of your firsts. You just don't know it.
Yeah, I was in the window, man. I was in the window.
Yeah, this is one of the few times you did know about it. But
Yeah. What was the first time you got stoned?
one of our a mutual friend of ours, Chris's back shed at his house. His parents just let him do whatever the fuck he want back there. Like,
That fuck would drink like Carlo Rossi out of the jug all the time.
yeah, I don't know. But that's where I got really high the first time, and it was it was fun. Again, now I've been hooked for life.
I didn't really get into it until like college, so I needed to compensate for all the stress, anxiety, and sleep deprivation that goes with getting a fucking college degree.
Yeah, not a BA degree, by the way. That's what I had, and I was fucking coasting, bro.
Yeah, that's what I always assume. Like anybody that has that statement of like, "Oh, I wish I was still in college. It was so much better." I was like, you pick something that was too easy if that's the case.
You definitely should not want to be back there.
Yeah, because everybody I fucking had classes with, we're all just like, thank God this shit is over. Like, I don't ever want to go back. Except for the ladies.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Some nice looking gals.
Speaking of ladies, one thing that always troubled me is, it seems like it's a fashion faux pas to wear cargo shorts. When did this become a thing? I didn't get that memo. Like,
Have you ever seen a woman wearing cargo shorts before?
no, not. I don't mean women wearing them. I mean women's distaste for men wearing them.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I mean, they're very utilitarian. I don't see what the...
Are they really that bad in a fashion sense? I mean, they're fine, right? It's like khaki shorts with fucking, pockets on them.
It's like dad clothes.
I guess that's where the problem is, huh?
Yeah. Or the fact, like, I feel like the level of awful for cargo shorts gets compounded when you tuck your shirt into the cargo shorts.
Well, who the fuck's doing that? Ain't no fucking L7 weenie over here.
Fucking square bear.
It would be kind of weird for a woman to wear cargo shorts now that you mentioned it, though. I was kind of thinking about that. So maybe they have a point. Like, I wouldn't want to see a woman in cargo shorts. They want to see me in cargo shorts.
You know, it would be an interesting experiment is if somebody you rented like a really nice like sports car, like supercar, like driving around a Lamborghini, and you're they have these videos all over the place where people like roll out the window and hit on the hot chicks, but like you get somebody on the hook where they're like they seem interested, but then you get out of the car to talk to them and you're wearing cargo shorts. Like, are the cargo shorts enough to deter them from their
They're like, oh, hell no. Motherfucker got some cargo shorts. I'm out.
Fucking done with this. I don't care how utility they are.
They'll pull some Cardi B shit on your ass.
I have not listened to any of her music. I did hear her voice though, and I was a little amazed.
Amazed that she's this popular?
Yeah,
Yeah. I hear you.
but I guess if Cash Me Outside girl can get a record deal, anybody can, right?
Well, I had first seen Cardi B on like one of those Love and Hip Hop shows or something, and a girlfriend was watching it, and this was one of the worst shows ever made. And I saw this lady on there. I'm like, that's the most annoying lady I've ever seen on the worst show ever made. Hopefully nothing ever comes to be of this. And then sure enough, a couple years later, she's the biggest fucking star in the whole world.
So I don't have cable anymore, but the biggest thing I miss from having cable was all those VH1 reality shows.
Yeah, they are excellent. Although they are the worst shows ever made.
Like
They're
Rock
excellent.
of Love,
Yeah.
like Flavor of Love. Those were just gold. I just thought like I literally just like cheer on the couch as like some bitch was like spitting in another girl's face.
They're definitely
good.
the cream of the crop. That's where they get those kind of stars like Cardi B straight from those shows.
It's kind of wrong because you're just getting so much enjoyment out of people just destroying their own image. Like
Yeah, I mean it's not real, so there's that. But it's almost worse to me that it's like scripted
wait,
reality
what?
TV.
What? You're telling me none of this is real?
It's still real to me, damn it.
This changes everything.
But yeah, I mean, to me, it's almost worse that it's not actually reality TV. I'm like, so they make this shit up, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, right. Oh, that was like the tail end of like the reality TV movement.
Well, it's still alive and strong, my friend, even without you on the cable.
Is Survivor still on?
That I don't know.
That's the only thing I wanted from you, and you fucking don't know. The worst. What are you good for? Absolutely nothing. Good God, Joe.
You almost sound like my parents.
Where's that rim shot? Give me that rim shot, boy.
Yeah.
I'm loving that soundboard.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm trying to not excessively use it because that's all I do whenever we're off mic is just fucking blast you with sound. So
We're always live. There's no conversation that goes on outside of this.
yeah, why would we ever record like? Oh shit, let me rephrase that. Why would we ever talk without recording ourselves?
Yeah, every conversation we have is very exciting and entertaining.
Yeah, and clearly I'm a wordsmith of the highest order.
Yeah. We're both fucking English scholars here.
So, given that hard pivot, one thing I did want to talk to you about before we're done with this is what do you think Kramer's up to?
Like Kramer from Seinfeld, like the
Come on.
Cosmo Kramer.
Come on, bro.
Michael Richards, the
Yeah.
man, the myth, the guy that said that word in a comedy club years ago that it seems like people kind of forgot.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of things has changed since then, but I definitely didn't forget about the motherfucker.
I heard from somebody that's a big Curb Your Enthusiasm fan that he's actually been on that show since that whole incident.
Yeah, that was a while back though. I want to know what he's doing now. Like, what do you think he's doing now?
I'm still living in the past.
Yeah, I don't want to know what he was doing 5 years ago, Andrew. I want to know what he's doing now. I'd like to hear your speculation on that.
My hope is that he's on a hotel in Hawaii, just kicking in doors, sliding into them, asking where Jerry's at.
He's like reliving his glory days, like the total psychological mess.
Yeah.
Like, Michael, you just let him do it. Can you try to not make a big deal out of it?
It's Kramer, man. It's Kramer.
He's working through some issues right now. Can you just let him be? He hasn't said the N-word for like 3 days straight. Just let him do his thing. I'd like to envision him like, just like still like thinking about that moment and still like just in a state of regret and like, I wish I hadn't have done it, Jerry.
What would be a good show for him to be like a host on? Like how we're mentioning like Drew Carey earlier.
Shit, he should host this show. Oh, fucking, I would happily give up
That's
my
our
seat.
goal.
Yeah, get Michael.
We'll do a 3-man team. Us. It's just fucking called Two Guys and Kramer.
Yeah.
We don't ever use our names like because we're just irrelevant.
We would be if he was on the show. That's for damn sure.
That's true. He would totally overshadow us.
Starting with episode 2, we've changed the name of the show and introduced Michael Richards as the guest.
The show is now Some Fucking Guy or Kramer and Some Fucking Guys.
Fucking almost sounds like that shitty ass Two Broke Girls show.
That went on for a couple seasons.
I think
But
it went
yeah.
on for longer than a couple seasons because that chick had huge knockers, but that was about the only reason why I would. That's my speculation. I never saw the show, so
Yeah.
it's kind of not fair for me to judge it, but I will anyways.
I already said it. It's done.
Judgment has been passed. Moving on.
Oh, I did have a point I wanted to make on cargo shorts. Touching back on that subject. There, you were talking about. I mentioned women in cargo shorts, and there was. It's not a real person, but there is one woman that does know how to rock cargo shorts.
She's not real though.
Yeah, I feel like it's a dead giveaway.
I have no. Actually, it makes it much harder for me to guess what you're talking about.
Motherfucking Tomb Raider.
Ah, she was real in the movie, man. It's real to me, damn it.
Angelina Jolie. I haven't seen the new one they did.
They did do a new one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of weird because I think they used the girl for the game model, like so they modeled the game character on the newer ones after her, but they didn't actually put out the movie with her in it until like probably like the second or third game since they've like redid the look of Lara Croft since like the old school ones.
Still rocking the cargo shorts though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would call them cargo shorts, but some might argue that they're short shorts.
Whoever would argue that, I'd love to bring him on the show and have it out with them about that.
All right.
That would be great, pod. Yeah.
That's out in the open. We'll provide a email.
No. No, Andrew.
No.
Well, fucking-
No.
just
You
get him
can't
on Twitter.
contact us ever. No
Bitch.
hate mail.
I set
No
up all the
emails.
other accounts and you mentioned email of all things.
I didn't say we'd announce an email address now. I'm just saying eventually.
Just tweet at us. Just tweet at us. It's hella rad on Twitter.
Anyways, did we really finish our conversation on dabs? Did we have more? I feel like we had more to discuss there.
Well, what did you want to talk about with dabs? Like you just brought up that there's two types of dabs, but I don't really understand.
Yeah, I'm really inconsistent there.
First off, you bring up dabs, you don't know what they are, you don't know where they came from, and then you bring up marijuana dabs and you say you don't know where they came from, and you don't know why they exist.
Don't
I don't-
poke holes in my train of thought or logic. You can go eat shit.
I know it's my logic is sound with things like cargo shorts
Yeah.
and.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, in terms of dabs, I don't think you can draw any connection between the two things you brought up, and I don't think I'd ever want to do either one of them ever again.
I want to see somebody fucking, because like when you do the dab like gesture, one of your arms is kind of close to your face. So I want to see the hand that's close to your face smoking a dab while doing the dab.
Well, I think that maybe you should just be the one that does it.
No.
Okay, understood. You're probably not going to get to see it then, is my point. Like, if that's what you really want to see, you should, want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Just look on fucking YouTube. They got everything on there. I feel like the internet has ruined a lot of good, like, what if conversations. Like, you'd be like, people don't argue about shit anymore. They're just like, somebody's like, oh, just fucking Google it. Oh, yeah, that's the right answer. Like, the last time I remember having a debate with somebody about this shit was about, what is it? Six Flags Magic Mountain. And then there was that one, what the fuck is the one up in, like, kind of like Bay Area? I think it's Bay Area that has, like, the Top Gun ride.
Oh, Great America?
Yeah. I thought Great America was a Six Flags. And I was just arguing
you're
back.
so wrong, bro.
I was, but I was arguing for it, and then we had the discussion back and forth, and I eventually like went to a computer because this was before smartphones, and I was fucking wrong. not quite. I don't even remember if I continued the conversation after that. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just look it up later. You never want to like go back to somebody and be like, oh yeah, you remember that stupid conversation we had? You were totally right. I was wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. To your point though, with the discussions, I feel like it's almost come full circle. Like there was a period of time where everybody was all about looking it up, and now it's so easy to get people don't look it up when you're arguing. Like they'll continue to argue with you even if they're wrong, and you show them. You're like, look, dude, look. I'm like, I don't care what anything says. I don't trust fake news. I don't trust anything.
Yeah, fake news has been a good combatant against using your phones to look things up.
It's great. It's so stupid. That's like the perfect counter argument to anything. Oh, that's just fake news, bro.
My favorite counter argument is just social justice warrior tactics. You just fucking make somebody seem racist as quickly as possible and shut that shit down.
Follow a thread of logic that leads to them saying something remotely racist.
You're like, I think corn dogs are better than bagel dogs. And they're like, why, you like that fucking cornbread breading for the hot dogs? So that's something against black people? You're a fucking racist.
Okay, well, with that one, you can even go the other way, too. Oh, you don't like the bagels? You don't like the Jews? You don't like that part of it?
Yeah. Oh, you fucking... I bet you love Hitler, huh?
Yeah, you
Piece of
must be,
shit.
like, in love with him on 420. You're like, everybody else is smoking weed, and you're like, ooh, Hitler's birthday, man. Yeah.
I had a thought experiment earlier. If you came out and said you hated one race and then somebody called you a racist, but then you went on to say that you hated every other race, including your own, would you be considered racist?
Well, if the basis of your hate lies within race, then yes.
Oh.
Even if you hate all races, but I guess, I mean, if your hate derives from the fact that people are racial and cultural, I guess, then yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I think we'll take this as a good moment to wrap it up for today. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. Past Andrew. Hey, it's Nathan. Sorry for the technical difficulties with the mic, but I think I know what happened and shouldn't be a problem in the future. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at It's Hella Rad and SoundCloud.com/It's Hella Rad. And hopefully you like it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.